Hello, friends, and welcome to your Daily Detroit, sharing what to know and where to go in Southeast Michigan from our beautiful studio at Tech Town in the Paris of the Midwest. That is Detroit. I am Jer Stays, joining you as I have for more than 1,700 episodes. And to my left is none other than the Prince of Brightmoor himself, Norris Howard. How are you?
How is everybody doing, man? I am very, very excited to be back here for another fantabulous episode of Daily Detroit.
Fantabulous.
Yes. Splendiferous. I love this show, man. Listen, I just want to say very quickly, I thoroughly enjoy recording Daily Detroit. I get to talk about one of my favorite things, which is the city of Detroit. One of my favorite people, which is Jer Stays. On one of my favorite days, which is Wednesday, is when we record. And
we're going to have some fun stories that we're going to get into, as well as some news. But why don't we start first with something that you did, Mr. Howard?
Yeah, man. So one thing I did was I went to a good friend of mine's tattoo shop that's opening up over there in the Avenue of Fashion on Livernois. It's called Dainty. It is this is her talking points now. It is a tattoo shop for the girls, gays, and theys, and so it is very much so. LGBTQ friendly. It's all about, not these big, huge tattoos. It's all about people who are maybe dipping their toes into tattooing, or people who love having the multiple smaller tattoos. It's really dope. It's a fun place. And she had a party for the opening. Her name's Sophia. And it was really fun, man. And I just love to see that sort of business opening up on the Avenue of Fashion, because it provides something that wasn't there before, but also adds to the tapestry of the Avenue of Fashion that has really become one of the most vibrant areas and vibrant commercial thoroughfares in the entire city. It's always been vibrant, but we're starting to see a resurgence of it over the past few years. Tons of restaurants. You're starting to see the shops there get even stronger. Barbershops, beauty shops. It's really an incredible place in the city, and you should definitely slide down and check the whole strip out, because it's all cool.
You know, when you sent this video to our member-only Discord, which you can be a part of if you join us on Patreon, patreon.com/dailydetroit, I showed it to my partner, and she was all about the designs. And she doesn't even have any, but she's been thinking about it.
Yeah.
And she's all about the designs. It looks really good. And the Avenue of Fashion, man, so much history. If people don't know, if you're just tuning in for the first time, Avenue of Fashion has a long history. Marvin Gaye lived right around the corner from there. His house still stands.
Yep. Yeah. And, it's a neighborhood that, my family has been in, and my mom grew up on Stopel, which is literally the street right to the west of Livernois.
Shout out to Chase Cantrell, who's doing great stuff at building community value in the Bagley neighborhood right behind the Avenue of Fashion.
Yeah, so it's really a fantastic area, but I definitely want to share this because it is not often that you see a sort of new concept on a tattoo parlor, but also in an area that kind of hasn't really had that type of business before. And I think it's fantastic. So word out to Sophia, word out to everybody that's going to be at Dainty. Go check it out. And yeah, it's going to be a good time.
For sure. I used to stay over in the University District. A couple of businesses that come to mind if you want to make a day over there. And this is not a comprehensive list. You got Good Cakes and Bakes.
Yep. You got Cuzzo's.
You've got, what is it? The fashion store?
Oh, 313.
Zone. And then there's 313, and then there's the one's the Bartell Zone. Hence the Avenue of Fashion.
Yes. I forgot the name of that one.
Baker's Keyboard Lounge.
Baker's is
Can't
over there.
Can't forget Baker's.
Nope.
And even
you got a Bucharest over there.
You do. And
you got Pequeño over there.
If you're near Ferndale, you can just drop right on down. And also you can go straight up Livernois and get to places in Ferndale too. So it's a really cool thing. And then the bike lanes there. I know people get mad at me when I talk about bike lanes, but I don't care. They're protected in the way that they're actually up on the sidewalk.
Yes.
Which is really nice if you're biking through there.
It is. And so that stretch from 9 Mile all the way down to about 6 Mile is all kinds of stuff going on Livernois, the Avenue of Fashion. Go and check it out. And check out all the cool stuff, man. I'm really excited to see continued development in that place.
I do want to give one RIP to the Avenue of Fashion.
Yeah.
See what this is? I have a VIP card.
Oh, Narrow
Way Cafe.
Man, I used to really love
There were only
Narrow Way.
100 of these, 10% off forever.
Yep.
Because I used to live up there, and I was one of the first customers. I keep this in here as a reminder for what Pastor Merritt and them were doing over there at Narrow Way Cafe. By the way, they've got a huge sports community center that they're partnering with Merritt Goodness down the way on
Grand River.
On Grand River
Grand
that
River
they're doing.
96.
Got to have them in on the show because they're doing some really cool stuff with the community over there. But I just wanted to shout out, I really wish that Narrow Way would come back. But you can go to Detroit Sip over there on 6 Mile.
You can. Word out to Pastor Merritt over there. Merritt Park is the name of that facility that's popping up on Grand River in 96.
Simply Casual, I think it was.
Simply Casual is still over there.
The other place I was talking about. Yeah, I couldn't think of the name. But yeah, thanks for sharing that. You know, I'm going to take us back downtown.
Let's get it.
We're going to get a little nerdy.
Okay.
It should not surprise you. The Detroit Symphony Orchestra this Friday
Oh, snap.
is doing the music of Batman 1989.
Produced by Prince. I can't wait. Listen, man, I'll say this. The first 2 Batman movies to me are still.
It's a Danny Elfman score.
No, and not Danny Elfman did it, but Prince did Prince did the soundtrack.
Correct.
He did the soundtrack. He didn't do the score. But the first 2 Batman movies are my favorite Batman movies. I know everybody always wants to talk about Dark Knight Rises and all that kind of stuff, the Chris Nolan trilogy. Those are okay. But for me, I love the campy foolishness, Jack Nicholson, Joker, like Danny DeVito, Penguin. Like, that's the Batman that I like.
See, I think it does a great job of bridging from the super camp that was the early Batman, the
David
60s.
West, yeah.
Yeah, that was super camp. And this did a good job with nods to it, but still having that Tim Burton darkness.
Yeah, that's what I love about it. Like, that's what I love about it, man. To me, Michael Keaton is still the best Batman. He's not the best Bruce Wayne, but he's the best Batman.
Okay, who's the best Bruce Wayne?
Ooh. To me, the best Bruce Wayne is, I'm going to say it, y'all. I think it's Pattinson. I think it's Robert Pattinson, man.
Okay.
I think Robert Pattinson has gotten young, broody, depressed Bruce Wayne down pat. Like, but a very close second would be Christian Bale.
So here are the details. Batman 1989 in concert at the Detroit Symphony Orchestra, Friday, July 25th, 7:30 p.m. You're going to want to check this out. This is actually in partnership with the Motor City Comic Con.
That makes sense.
It makes total sense. If
Makes
I was
perfect sense.
If I was not going to be on my way to the Windy City,
Yeah.
I would make sure to partake because you know what? One of my favorite. There are a number of NES games that were among my favorites in Nintendo games. Batman of that era was one of them.
Do you know that's one of the hardest NES games ever made, alongside Ninja Turtles?
You know what my 2 favorite games were, right?
Yeah.
Ninja Turtles and Batman.
Then you should play something crazy like Elden Ring or Bloodborne. Like, if you like hard games, you should play one of those.
Do I have the time to learn that?
No, you don't. You don't.
Can Big Lucci, the new guy, can he give me a cheat code?
Hey, they don't even do that in games anymore.
No.
In cheat codes.
Up, down, left, arrow,
No more
A,
cheat
B,
codes,
A,
man.
B, whatever.
No more cheat codes, no more Game Sharks, none of that.
Oh, man. Game Genie.
No more Game Genies.
Oh, that's funny.
They got rid of that because that was culturally inappropriate.
Let's get into some more serious news. There is a new primary poll for the mayoral race.
Yeah, man.
I want to dive into it because there's some changes. And those changes involve the second place. Now, Mary Sheffield, current city council president, continues to lead at the top spot. This poll is by Target Insight of Lansing. Shout out to Deadline Detroit for sharing this information. This is a poll of 400 voters. Taken just like a week or so ago.
Last week, yeah.
Yeah, margin of error plus or minus 5 points. So, you know, with a smaller sample like this, things can be shifted a little bit, but I think it's a good little snapshot. So, Mary Sheffield, 34%. Sontiel Jenkins, up to the second spot at 17%. Really making up a lot of ground. Pastor Solomon Kinlock, 16%. Other candidates in the poll include Durhal, 6%. So a little bit of progress for him, but not as
lot,
much.
Yeah.
Former police chief James Craig, 6%. Todd Perkins, 4%. Joel Hashim, 1%. And Jonathan Barlow, less than 1%. There's some interesting other breakdowns with this. especially racially? Do you want to get into those, or do you want to have some first thoughts?
No, first thoughts. Obviously, I think it just stands to reason that this is Mary Sheffield's race to lose
For the first spot.
For the first spot. But I think overall, it is her race to lose. I think she's so far and away in the front just based off her experience and her ground game so far. It's going to be hers to lose. However, I think what's really interesting is if you dive a little bit deeper into the data, when it's broken down racially, you get to see a big old number of between 14 and 13% undecided voters. That can swing this race, particularly in this primary, wide open depending on which way those undecided voters go.
For sure. And you look at the differences between African-American voters and white voters and what their preference is.
There's one candidate off the rip who is like, okay.
So when it comes to black voters, Sheffield has 36% support. Then Kinloch and Jenkins are locked together at 19% with 14% undecided. That's a big, big number.
Yeah.
Now, when it comes to white voters, Sheffield still leads 33%, still in the strong seat. Craig, not surprisingly, 16%.
Yeah.
Because there is a section of Republicans in the city.
Absolutely there is.
There is a section of that. Jenkins and Durhal with 15%. Durhal's strong support doesn't surprise me.
Nope.
But Jenkins and Durhal, Perkins with 4%, Kinloch with 3%. And that hits the vibes, because I got to tell you, there's a vibe when it comes to certain residents that, Kinloch ain't it. Yeah. As far as how they're feeling. I'm not sharing my opinion.
Yeah.
That's what I'm hearing.
No, and I'm hearing a lot similar. I think what Jenkins has been able to do is kind of capture a little bit of the more progressive aspects of the electorate. Listen, Mary Sheffield in her stances, for most people, feel pretty middle of the road. They feel pretty safe, pretty standard, at least as far as Detroit politics goes. She would kind of feel like a continuation of what we already have, which is what people are seeming to want.
I think almost all candidates have a portion of continue what has been going on and then do better in their version of it.
Exactly. But I think this big difference between black and white voters, particularly on James Craig and on Kinloch, is very telling. I think the black church still is revealing to have a very strong hold on the black electorate in Detroit and will continue to do so. That just is not a part of the equation when we're talking about white voters.
I was talking with some fellow members of the media yesterday, and one of the things that we're going to see a little bit in this election, but much more so in the next one and the one after, with the change of demographics in the city and then some other folks rolling off, let's be polite.
Yeah.
You're going to see a pretty big change in the electorate because certain groups vote a lot more than other groups. That's just what it is. Yeah. And I think that this election is going to be kind of the last election that looks this way. In 4 years, you're going to see another shift. And then 4 years after that, assuming trends continue, you're going to see yet another shift, especially because there is such a gap in participation. I talked with some listeners about this because I got some pushback while we're covering all this stuff, right? And they're like, I'm not sure this city government is going to affect me. Because we did that call out. We did that call out, and people are like, does it really matter who I vote for? Right? Wow, to be engaged in it. Okay. And I'm going to leave this at your doorstep because this isn't mine to talk about.
I'm going to just say this, man, and pardon my French, but if you think just because you don't F with government doesn't mean government won't F with you. It will, particularly city and local government, right? If you were talking about how the buses don't run on time, the street lights in your neighborhood are not turning on, or your water goes out way too much, or your basement floods when it rains, all this stuff is local government. All of it. Your grandma can't afford the taxes on her house no more. This is all local government stuff, man. So everybody thinks about government in the abstract or doesn't think about it in the abstract or thinks about government from the perspective of, policing or what the mayor is doing. It is so much larger than that. It is so much more important than that. So when we're talking about voting and how important it is for you to vote and have your voice heard, one of the biggest complaints is that too much development is going downtown and not enough to the neighborhoods. You'd be able to change that with a change in whoever's sitting in office. Because if you vote for a person that wants to prioritize the neighborhoods, guess what happens? The neighborhoods get prioritized. It's as simple as that, my friends.
Norris Howard, there is something very cool happening on Saturday, July 26th.
Yeah, that's right, man. Over on Cass and Peterborough, there's going to be the first annual Detroit Chinatown Block Party. It's going to be from 12 p.m. to 8 p.m. over on Peterborough. That's over there by the Detroit Shipping Company, the old historic Chinatown. There's going to be all sorts of food and games and vendors and DJs, and they're going to do a lion dance, which I am a big fan of. If you ever seen the Chinese lion dance, is really cool. I am very excited for this because I want to see this area get more investment, more revitalization. It is one of our big cultural areas of the city that I think could use this sort of energy. And so I'm going to be there. I'm going to be hanging out. So if you're looking for something to do on Saturday, it should be blazing hot, though. So make sure you're very, very careful out there and you got some hydration. But it should be big fun. There's going to be movies. There's going to be mahjong. There's going to be tours, books, all kinds of stuff that you expect from sort of a community fair, sort of like a return to the community fair feeling for the historic Chinatown over there on Cass and Peterborough. So again, that is going to be this Saturday, 12 to 8, Peterborough and Cass. Go down there and check it out.
I'm sad I'm going to miss it because I'll be in the Windy City, because I was very lucky to be able to go to Chung's, the legendary Chinese restaurant, just before it closed.
Just before it closed, man. I was too young. I couldn't go.
And that building has been all rehabbed. I think it's looking for tenants.
Yep.
But that's white boxed out space. I just was driving by it the other day.
Mm-hmm. It's ready to roll.
What cool things could be done there? I'm not saying that Chung's has to reopen. I don't live in that nostalgia.
Yeah.
But I do think that there is just so much cool stuff that's happening. And I think that it will be great to bring people through that neighborhood. There's so much potential. I know that like once you cross that block, things drop off real fast.
Yeah, but you
like, because when I mean drop off, I mean like literally like empty lots.
There's no buildings. Yeah, but that's the thing, is that you got to start somewhere, and I think this is a good start. The shipping company has been wildly successful.
Wildly.
And I think that is one of the most interesting and coolest anchor attractions in all of Midtown Detroit.
You know what the shipping company has now?
Yeah.
Doritos frozen drinks.
People really like that.
I do, because I love Doritos.
People really like Doritos. I'm indifferent.
Really?
Yeah.
No Mandarin for you?
No, not my jam.
Well, people should know.
But I hear a lot of people like it.
So go check it out. Saturday, July 26th. And by the way, I'm going to include this in a wrap up that I do so people know. Every Friday morning, right around like 8:45, 8:30, 8:45, somewhere in there, I'm actually doing a segment on WJR Mornings about places to go around Detroit and stuff to do. And I'm really excited that, I've been there for a few weeks now, getting up early in the morning on Fridays, sharing 3 things that you need to check out. I'm also going to put those in our newsletter that you can sign up for at dailydetroit.com. Another thing I want to remind people of, thank you so much to our members on Patreon who make this possible. You can get swag, access to our community Discord, our secret podcast called Off the Record, Off the Rails.
Now it's not a secret anymore.
But you won't find it on any podcast app. You'll only find it
in the Discord
and in the Patreon.
That's right. Only for members only. And let me tell you, when we say off the rails, we mean it. It's wild. It's a wild show. So check it out. Off the Record, Off the Rails, members only podcast. You got to be a member. Patreon, slide over there. Check us out.
All right. Well, thank you so much for listening to your Daily Detroit. Remember that you are somebody, and we'll see you around town.
Yeah.